like the third uh, TrackIR profile tutorial I've done because I keep finding my setup actually. I've been using it for years, and a little tweak here and a little tweak there, and this is what is it? It's April 9th, 2021. These are the latest settings that I find very reliable.
Okay, here's your TrackIR application and how it'll open up for you. For our purposes right now, the grid mesh on the right is a little distracting, so I'll remove it, and we got a full screen of profile. And this happens to be my flight sim profile. I use this for all my flight sims. And let's start with a couple items. So, top right corner is where you choose the view of the program, whether you want it to look at both, you just want the global grid, or you just want the profile shapes while you're building profiles. Okay, let's come over to the left, upper left, help, about, support, general options. I like to have it open up on startup and minimize the system tray. Yeah, run it startup, run minimized, all that stuff. Just because it's there and I don't forget about using it. Okay, and it recognizes your games. But first, let's look at I use the track clip, the one that attaches. No, that's for the hat. Track clip is the one. If you're on the brim of your hat, you click that. If you've got the Track Clip Pro attached to your headset, you click on that. Speed 1, smooth about 30, makes it a smooth transition. Profiles, here's where your profiles are. I got one for Flight Sim, got one for Elite Dangerous, another for my driving games, and one here called Test. Let's go back to Flight Sphere. And let's show you how to set up, how to make these shapes. Okay. Exclusive. If you had get a profile that works with all your games, then you hit exclusive, and it just comes to that game. Otherwise, you want to do it by the game titles. We'll say, and here's quite a list of games, and then you can put the profile you want next to the games you use. But let's do this. It's camera. Status LEDs enabled. And there are the two lights, green lights on either side of the TrackIR camera. The one on my left tells me it is green and tells me it sees the headset. The one on my right is currently off because it indicates that you have opened a TrackIR enabled game. True or false? Okay. Status LED brightness. You can change the brightness of those green lights. Now, if they're red, it's in the pause mode, and you have to unpause it. And we'll talk about that too. Camera rotation 0. Light filter threshold. It's the middle of the day here. You can see the sun poking around a curtain. So I've got it way up at 249. It doesn't, you want to, if you have problems with it being jittery, bouncing around, then there's light leaking in, and you want to keep going higher and higher, it goes to, I don't know, 260 or something, 255, I don't know, what's the top? Yeah, 255, I think, is the top. And I keep mine about 249. IR brightness, it's the brightness of the two red beady eyes in the infrared eyes in TrackIR camera. Video processing mode is precision, and precision mode smoothing 100%. Okay. Profile. Okay, this little plus sign up here is new profile name. Create a new profile, testing. Okay, and look, it's all a straight line now. And here we are in y'all. Well, I like having a dead zone, and I'll tell you why. And this is just how you do it. And for yaw, pitch, and roll, which are head neck movements, I like shallow, smooth, curve. Okay? That's yaw, pitch, and roll. For X, Y, and Z, once again, I always try to have a dead zone. Because that gives you a snap to return, okay? And it's that simple. Now, it was that simple for me because I had a mirror on. What you do to one side happens to the other. Now, I have one angle profile, pitch out of yaw, pitch, roll. I don't mirror, and we'll go over that in just a moment. But you can see whatever you do to one side happens to the other when you have mirror. Now, and you want to see the results of what you've done, you come over here. And as for centering, F12. Centers right away. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you mine. I'll show you mine, you show me yours, all that stuff. And I'm going to explain it. And I'm going to explain it. Save changes testing? No. Okay. This is my flight superior. There's my yaw. But, because I notice here down this line, yaw, pitch, roll, all enabled. X, Y, and Z, all enabled. True view enabled. True view, without true view enabled, let's say I'm looking right and I lean to zoom, it's not going to zoom to the right, it's going to lean me straight forward in the cockpit. That's not what we want. With true view enabled, I look to the right, I lean to the right, I zoom to the right, okay? Now, there's a couple games, what is it? Yeah, Elite Dangerous doesn't do side to side well, so I disabled it. But in all the flight sims I play, all 6 degrees enabled, okay? So there's yaw. I want you to notice this. 3 degrees. 6 degrees of dead zone. Kind of coincidental, huh? 6 degrees of dead zone on all of these. All 6 of them. 3 and 3 on either side, gives me a snap to centering, just returning my head anywhere near center. Boom, there it is. Now, let's take a look at pitch. Well, look at that asymmetrical son of a bitch. Now, I set up my pitch mirrored, but then I turn off the mirroring. Mirror, one side mimics the other. You only have to set one side, the other side sets the same. But then I turn off the mirror and I create a huge, what is that? About 14 degrees, 13 degrees of dead zone on the downhill, on the looking down side of pitch. Looking up, no problem. I created this because that allows me to look at I have several displays down here on my keyboard, and I can look down at these additional displays, my map, my Twitch monitor, and I don't change my view. And especially when you're streaming, your view's not bobbing up and down every time you look down at your desktop. Okay, and I find that works well. Okay, now let's take a look at roll, another shallow curve like the others with a big dead zone. Now the idea of the shallow curves is roll, pitch, and yaw are just head movements on top of your neck. And so they're easy to do. X, Y, and Z cover body movements. X is side to side, leaning side to side, or waving your head side to side. Look around a window frame. Look around to the back of your plane. That's this one, X. And it's an abrupt curve. The absolute opposite of the roll, pitch, and yaw curves. Y is the most abrupt of all because it's up and down. And that's the toughest thing to do when you're in a chair, sitting up, scrunching down. Great for your abs, though. Yeah, sure, that's where I get my exercise. That's like you want to see over the nose of the plane or look at your toes under the dashboard. Up and down, y-axis, but always a nice big dead zone. And Z is zoom, and I do almost all my zoom by leaning in and out. So let's take these settings out to the test flight range, and I'll show you what they actually look like. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome to Hickam Field. How was your trip out here? Beautiful day in Honolulu. Let's take a look at some yaw. There's yaw. There's some yaw with a little lean and a little sit up. Yeah. Let's do this. F12.
Anybody see anything? Negative, all clear, over.
Pitch up. Pitch down. I can look that far down, but I'm looking at my display and my keyboards. I'm going to look further down. I look further down. Okay, good. Pitch up. Roll. Roll. Lean. Lean. Zoom. Sit up. Roll. Okay. It becomes intuitive. You just look where you want to look, and you're there. It all follows. So enjoy. And a couple points I didn't want to forget to go over. Here's the change I made to my pitch On the downhill side, I've dragged that dead zone out to about 22, which is perfect. And looking at my keyboard, head view never moves. If I want to look further, I can. Now, important. Up here in the middle on the left, hotkeys, action. First one, center. Make sure it's enabled. And I use F12 because that's the key that's free. Might even be a default. Now, pause. Disable pause. There has to be a key labeled, and you don't want to pause your TrackIR because the key bind is shared by something in the game, because it freezes, and you've got to then unpause it. So just disable pause, and the rest of them, it says profile, disable it. All you want enabled is center, okay? Enable it. I have trap, I'm not sure what that means, and I don't even have a toggle in there. I just enable, and when you hit F12, it centers the view. Okay, I hope you've learned something or appreciate it. Hit me up with a like. Hey, and watch my stream on Commander McSlash at Twitch. Okay, I'm out. See ya.